Mr. Ban Ki-moon, Secretary General of the United Nations, Your Excellencies, representatives of civil societies and organizations of persons with disabilities, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor to participate in this high-level meeting of the General Assembly on disability and development. I am very happy to be here today at this historical event. In 2009, I was appointed United Nations Messenger of Peace with a focus on persons with disabilities. In this role, I've had the opportunity to advocate internationally for the most fundamental goals of the United Nations: peace, development, and human rights for all. Today, at this high-level meeting, we have the opportunity to focus on these goals for persons with disabilities in the communities around the world. I've always been a man of dreams and hopes. I know that working together, we can create a world for persons with disabilities facing no limit and can freely live, work, enjoy life, and contribute their talents to society. We've already accomplished so much in this regard. Just 2 months ago, I traveled to Morocco to participate in a diplomatic conference to conclude a treaty to facilitate access to published works by visually impaired persons and persons with print disabilities. For society and development to be included of persons with disabilities, we need to have equal access to education and to knowledge and information. Yet, out of millions of publications each year, fewer than 5% are made available in accessible formats for visually impaired persons. In developing countries, an even smaller percentage of publications are available in accessible formats. The Marrakesh Treaty, as it is called, will greatly expand the availability of artistic and literary works in accessible forms, such as Braille, large print text, and audiobooks. This can make a real difference in the lives of the world's more than 300 million visually impaired persons. Excellencies, 1 year ago, in October 2012, during the commemoration of the 67th anniversary of the United Nations, I gave a concert at the General Assembly Hall. On that occasion, we celebrated the many achievements of the United Nations, but we also recognized that more needs to be done. We need to make sure that real participation and voices of persons with disabilities are included in everything we do for peace and development around the world. As we look to the future in the advancement of disabilities, inclusive development, let us all, in our own way, be messengers of peace. Many of us here in this room are already working to create that world inclusive of all. I want to share a story with you That's personal to me. And it's kind of how I ended up here today. I was blessed to have a mother who allowed me to discover the world. And from discovering the world and discovering that around me, I took chances. Some of those chances she was against, but she believed that I would not be irresponsible. And she always said to me, if you do something that's out of what I've said, you will get the belt. Now, I'm sure you all know what the belt is. But obviously, one occasion I took the chances of maybe it turning out good in the end. And that was, I had a little thing that I did with my friends where I would sing in the alley, and I would sing different songs to a person who was a very spiritual man. And every time he would see me and my friends in the alley, we would be saying, sort of bad words to each other and talking crazy. Every time I would see him come, he'd say, Steve, Stevie, your voice is much better than that than to be using it for bad things. You should sing wonderful gospel songs. And I would say, you're so right, Mr. Hines. Life is so good to me. And I know I should be singing to the Lord. Yes, I should. After that was all done, he would give me some money. And I would go to the store with my friends and we'd get candy. And so this one particular time I was hearing this music from a few blocks away. And I said to my friend, one of my friends, I said, if you walk me across the street, because if I walk across the street by myself, I will get the belt. And so he didn't want to see me get the belt either, and I didn't want to feel the belt. Therefore, he did walk me across the street, and we walked a few blocks, and there were two people playing the guitar. And I so happened to have my little bongo drums, and it was from that I was able to meet the cousin of one of the members of the group, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, who obviously was with Motown Records. And it was from that Ronnie White made it possible for me to have an audition at Motown, where Berry Gordy discovered me. Now, the truth of the matter is, through me being able to have this opportunity of being discovered at Motown, I was able to, through the goodness of you, appreciating the music that I had done, was doing, make it possible for the dreams that I had in prayers for my mother to come true, but as well, to be able to have various things that were not accessible and available to me, available economically. And through traveling in the world, I was able to see and meet various people of various countries and discover the various technologies. I wish for a day when there would be technology available for the blind, that things would be accessible, available for us to be able to do things from using the various technologies of synthetic speech or voice. We've been very fortunate in that this has moved to that place. But I believe we must make this technology more available and accessible to every single blind person or person with disability all over the world. For me, there should be no one anywhere that lives with not being able to have accessibility to all the world. So I would encourage all of you of all the various nations, whether it be subsidizing this technology, make it possible. Not only will taxes be less, but more importantly, every single person with disability will be more independent and feel freer. I thank you for allowing me to speak today. I'm looking forward to when I can write a song about how great not only one nation, but all of the nations of the world, opens up and handles what they need to do, making the world accessible for those with any disabilities at all. Thank you.
I thank Mr. Wonder for his statement. We have heard the last speaker for the opening segment of the high-level meeting.